Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. I'm coming to you today with a mini cross elemental reading for the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I posted up the transit watches over on the site for the rest of 2017. For those of you who have joined the membership website, the website membership, if you have your charts, both the free one that you can create when you first sign up, and also the personalized chart that I have prepared for you. Those of you who have received a personalized chart, please take your chart out and make note of those particular dates. For those of you who have been over to the website, what I offer is a membership. There are three options. There's a 30-day membership for $7. There's a 6-month recurring membership for $28, and a yearly recurring for $50. And with that, you get not only that's where when you join, you get to see the premium video content. So that is where I post up the individual monthly readings for each zodiac sign. There's also astrology videos. There are articles. There are sort of mini ebooks. There's discussions. So if you're interested, you can go over and take a look at that. You don't want to do 6 months or a year. You can sign up for 30 days. If you like it, great. If you don't, 30 days, $7. That's it. So this will be a general reading for the signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I will be posting up starting the individual monthlies over on the website probably tomorrow. So please bear with me, those of you who have already joined. New subscribers to the channel, thank you for joining me here. Old subscribers, thank you for sticking with me. For those of you who have come over and joined the membership on the website, thank you so much. We're going to read this time frame for the next 2 weeks. So from today of the new moon eclipse, February 26th, all the way over to March 12th. That is our next big major transit. And that is because we will be having the full moon, and it will be in Virgo. So those of you who have your charts who have a moon in Virgo, doesn't matter what the degree is, you just want to know that it's in the sign of Virgo, then this will be a 2-week time frame for you to kind of wrap some things up, because new moons are new beginnings, and then full moons are endings. But as we know, all endings are also new beginnings. So this is a general reading, so the messages will not resonate with everyone. In order to do that, you need to purchase a personal reading with me. I do ask, if you are interested in buying a personal reading, that you please read the important information on booking before you submit any funds or a booking, because that's going to tell you everything that you need to know about how to book with me and how the process works. Okay. Some crazy astrology we got going on, I can tell you that. Now, I was pre-shuffling, and what I'm bringing to you today, I'm coming with the Casanova deck. We have not read with him in quite some time. And I was pre-shuffling the cards before I got started, and the Justice card has come out. Okay, and most definitely this eclipse, depending on what factors you have in your natal chart, is all about karmic credits and debts. Okay, 7 of coins, 6 of wands, Queen of wands, Knight of wands, the Tower, the Queen of swords, 2 queens here, the Hanged Man, and the King of wands. So we're definitely looking at a relationship issue here. Underneath the deck, we have the 8 of swords. Now, this reading will apply whether it is same-sex or heterosexual couples, okay? And right in the center, I have this Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is, I'm just going to give you the intuitive of this. I'm not going to give you the actual meaning of these particular cards. But the Knight of Wands is basically the energy of kind of charging ahead, charging forward with something, perhaps in a very impulsive manner. This card can also show up when someone returns quite suddenly. Do know that if someone shows up under the energy of the Knight of Wands, that just as fast as they show up is as fast as they can leave. And this is the focus of what's in the center of the card. Now, the top row, and the way the cards are read, are past, present, and future, and then past, present, and future. The tarot deck is divided into two separate groups. The first group would be the major arcana. These are our life lessons, life and spiritual lessons, the higher meaning of things. And then we have what are known as the pip cards. And the pip cards are our numbered cards, beginning with the aces all the way up to the number 10. The major arcana take more weight than the pip cards. Oh, and the pip cards also include our court cards. So as you can see, we have a Queen of Wands, a King of Wands, and then we have a Queen of Swords here. Our major arcana cards are Justice, the Tower, and the Hanged Man. These represent Libra. The Tower represents Uranus. And the Hanged Man represents Neptune. Okay. I am heavily weighted towards, well, I can't say heavily weighted. It's kind of equally weighted here. I have 1, 2, 3 Wands cards, 1 Coins card. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 Wands cards. Okay. So, it's more heavily weighted towards the wands. Traditionally in the tarot, the wands represent work. But we are definitely looking at a relationship issue. Now, this could be, even if it is someone, just to throw it out, this could even be about a friendship and or a working relationship. However, that is really kind of not what I'm picking up. We shall see as I get more into the spread. But I look at the wands more as having an emotional component to them, because this is what will drive you, okay? If you get, there's something that you want, then you get up and you get motivated to go out and do that thing or get that thing, okay? So so to me, that tends to have more of an emotional component to it. The coins cards represent finances, but they also represent the material plane or the actual doing of the work. And the swords cards represent our beliefs, ideas, concepts, our imaginations, but also our communications. Excuse me, not only with others, but communication with ourselves. And that, a lot of times, is probably the most important type of communication that we can have. So we have the energy of this knight who has kind of rode in, perhaps unbeknownst to this Queen of Wands, because he's at her back. She's looking in a completely different direction. So to me, in one respect, this kind of reads like I always read the knights as a situation. So this is a situation that has come back around again, perhaps quite suddenly and unexpectedly out of the blue. Here's the Tower. And Uranus is known as the Great Awakener. So what will happen is things will kind of happen to you out of the blue, or things will happen that seem to be very synchronistic or coincidental. Sometimes the Tower will show up when something is about to end. Why? Because it's not built on a firm foundation. So Uranus is there to kind of tear stuff down or rearrange things around. This can usually be very, very shocking. It can deal with rejection, rebellion, freedom and escape. But the essence of the card is simply that something was not built in the way that it should be, or the structure has now become very weak. And so now it's time for you to rebuild. Okay. The top row with Justice, the 7 of Coins, and the 6 of Wands tells me that someone is at a crossroads here, because the 7 of Coins in this card says, the woman is very ecstatic, but the guy is kind of bored. This could be, maybe in whatever way, shape, or form, there's an imbalance. Here we have the Justice card. There's an imbalance between the way two people feel, okay, about a particular situation. The Six of Wands speaks to some kind of victory in the traditional sense. But in this card, the Six of Wands is about finding solace, okay? So perhaps this is a situation where there is some kind of imbalance. Maybe in one respect, one person is doing more work than the other, or someone has already put in the work because there's 7 coins. And traditionally, 7 coins in the tarot are like waiting for the harvest. You've put in all of the work and now you're waiting to see results, okay? Perhaps whatever energy that you've expended into this particular situation has not yielded the results that you desired with the Six of Wands. So in one respect, you can say, well, I did do that, okay, but it's maybe it's just the fact that I have to wait that doesn't sit with me so well. So I'm going to go off and find something else to kind of soothe my wounds or what have you. Now, this Queen of Wands is looking back. She's faced backwards, but she's kind of looking in this direction. So to me, this indicates that someone could be perhaps distracted in some way, shape, or form. But it also speaks to, for whatever reason, someone not feeling confident enough to express their true selves. And maybe this King of Wands, I'm sorry, this Knight of Wands is about a sudden change coming over this particular queen. We see that the Queen of Swords here. And the Queen of Swords is all about getting to the truth. You see, she's naked. And when people are naked, that means they have stripped down and they are, they are bare. This can be as well the idea of being comfortable in whatever situation you find yourself or in who you are. But at the same time, it speaks to some kind of waiting for some kind of truth. And I say that because here is the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man represents the energy of Neptune. And whenever the hangman shows up, this is really, he's called the hangman for a reason. That's because there's a hold on something. But not only is there a hold on something, there's also some confusion surrounding it, okay? Neptune blurs the boundaries. So this could be being involved with an individual here. We see that there's some kind of victory between these two people. And this is a couple. This is representative of a couple, the Queen and the King of Wands. And we can see that there's something in one respect positive, but I also feel that there's something lacking. There's something missing. And perhaps we don't know what that is. This is the Neptune blurs the boundaries. He rules the seas. So this could be all about being very up and down in an emotional manner as it relates to these two people in relationship to each other. This can sometimes be not knowing where you begin and the other person ends, or vice versa. It can also speak to hidden things and deceptions. Why? Because, well, what do we know about the sea? The sea, there are high waves, there are storms, there's also fog. So this is about being able, I think, to put some boundaries in so that you can gain some clarity on whatever the situation is. And perhaps that is why this has come to a halt. To me, looking at the road down the center, I'm looking at someone who recognizes that there is an imbalance in this particular situation. However, the Knight of Wands says, well, I still have that ambition to move forward, but there's a halt on that right now. Okay, there's a halt. This is what the Hanged Man is telling me. The diagonal of the Justice, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands says that, justice is ruled by Venus. Venus wants fairness, balance, and equality. So in one respect, I kind of feel like as though that this king kind of understands the dynamics of the situation. And it is this queen who is perhaps vacillating back and forth between whatever this thing is all about. Either way, what I'm looking at is someone having said or done something that has put them in a place where it's not a good situation. There's not good energy around it. That's the Eight of Swords. And in this particular deck, this Eight of Swords is about Casanova having slept with so many people. He ends up getting syphilis and or gonorrhea, I think. And the doctor shows up and to take care of him. But in the end, he ends up paying Casanova because the doctor himself ends up making more money. So this is about perhaps doing something that was to your detriment and someone else benefiting from that. Okay. I have this row here does not make much sense to me. So I am going to grab my book right quick and tell you about this Six of Wands with this Tower card, because this is the only row. This is the future vertical column. This is the past, the present, the future, the past, the present, the future. And this is our exiting energy here. So it's almost as if this king, for lack of a better term, may have the upper hand in some way, shape, or form. Let me take a look at what the Six of Wands is trying to tell me, because it's not speaking to me on this row here. All right. This speaks to some kind of passing adventure. Okay. Perhaps something that was fun, but not meant to last. Maybe this is why the Tower has come. And maybe this is this king actually leaving. Okay. We're wanting the truth of that. But this Eight of Swords tells me that there's something else going on here. Something under the surface that we don't see. Remember the sea. Under the surface, there's something hidden here that we don't see. Now, if we want to look at this in terms of eclipse energy, this could very well be something that has not come to light yet. I do feel in one respect, though, it's almost like these two people perhaps meet, but it doesn't. Something happens. I think something quite unexpected happens. And that throws everything out of balance. See, they're looking in two different directions now. So let's pull some Sibilas on this. And I wanted to really get to the heart of what this Six of Wands is all about. Let's see if the Sibila will tell us what the Six of Wands is all about. It's like a half-hearted attempt up here. And the Tower can sometimes be a sudden realization of something. Just like out of the blue, something just comes to you. You know, I don't know if this is, maybe somebody finds out suddenly that there really isn't the person that they want to be, or maybe they find out suddenly that there was not as much to the romance or the situation as they thought it was. I don't feel that this king is waiting for the female to return. I feel that the female is waiting for the male to return. Whether this is same-sex or heterosexual, we're speaking about whomever's going to take the role of the male and or the female in the relationship, okay? This is not work. It's not work at all. And someone either having said something or done something that caused them harm, and someone else is benefiting from that now. Let's take a look at what the Six of Wands is trying to tell us. On the card of passing adventure, rivalries or prejudices, we have the prigione, the prisoner, or someone being constrained, not being able to move. The meeting. And then the letterato. This is a discovery. So there is some kind of, like I was saying, perhaps some kind of sudden revelation that it wasn't exactly what we thought it was. I want to look at this Tower. Actually, no, I want to look at this Queen of Wands here. Because in one respect, it's kind of like she's been knocked for a loop and she doesn't understand why. And that's really the energy that I'm picking up on. I don't, yes, it's she, I think the energy that's coming off of her is that this was something that perhaps she thought had lasting value, but it turned out not to be that way. So if this is not about a couple, this is another perhaps fire sign, male energy person, someone who's going to be perhaps an entrepreneur, own their own business, maybe even work from home, or someone who travels a lot. These two people could be foreign to each other. Yes. Dileranti. This is the stupid actions and stupid behavior. Dinari. Now, this could have to do with finances because that's what, but safes are also, they offer security. This is where you place your valuables, okay? So this is some kind of concept of security, someone misjudging the value or what was really most important. The Disgrazia, the second Tower card. There's two towers here. That's the house on fire. Someone, I think, made a misjudgment on something in some way, shape, or form. Now, I'm going to pull cards on this Tower card here. And then I'm going to close this reading out with a, what do you call it? An angel answer card. So for any fire sign individual, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that this reading did not apply to, I would like you to formulate a question in your mind, and hopefully that card will, when I pull an angel answer card, it will give you an answer or some solace and comfort, or perhaps give you a bit of advice of what you should or should not do. Again, this is a general reading. Take what you can and disregard what you cannot. Yeah, well, that says it all, does it not? This is, I think, the realization that someone is looking to stay single, perhaps. You see, we have the dispiacere, the tears, the worry. We have the planning and great foresight, someone looking ahead, but they're looking at this single man. And I think this is really all about the realization, or someone suddenly saying, no, that really wasn't what it was. I had a good time with you. It was great, but, you know, it's not what you think it is. Now, I kind of hate when that pops up, because a lot of times what people can try to say to you is you are delusional. And basically, it's not, I don't think in that case, if someone has said that to you, please disregard that. It is not that you are in per se delusional, unless you're a stalker. And it is simply perhaps that you are not able to see what you needed to see about the person or the situation. That's not being delusional. That is just kind of being in a fog. That's what Neptune does. And as you can see here, this person, I think this queen wants the truth of this. Okay. I don't think perhaps that the king will give. I think that he has said what he has to say. And so it will probably be up to you to figure out How did the situation go sideways? This is a very, very tough energy to come out of. It really is. I have been there and done that myself personally. But just know that eventually you will figure it out. It is not always that if you're expecting someone to come back and give you clarity, please don't do that. You're going to have to figure it out and make peace yourself. Okay? If they come back and give you clarity, great. But don't expect the person to do that. And don't feel as though they owe you anything. Okay? Sometimes you have to just accept things the way that they are, even when you don't like the outcome. That is the Justice card. If something ends around the eclipse, you really can consider that a done deal. You may never know why. So you can either spend your, moving forward, trying to gain answers that are not forthcoming, or you can try to figure out how to make peace with that so that you can try to move forward. It's not easy. It takes time. All right, I'm going to shuffle these. But know that you are not alone. Other people have been through that. And for those of you who haven't been through that yet, if you live long enough, you'll go through it. So formulate a question in your mind. And we're going to pull one angel answer card. There's your answer. It says no. Now, there are 2 no cards in this deck. Where is my little book? Give me, there it is. There are 2 no cards in this deck. There are 2 yes cards and 2 no cards. So let me find the, they're not numbered. So let me see if I can find this particular no card and give you the interpretation of it, okay? There are 2 no cards. One is a definite no and the other one is something else. So let's see if I can find it here for you. Okay, there are the 2 yeses. I don't know why they ain't together. There ain't even this book. And y'all know I'm always looking at books, but I'm like, dang, they can't put the 2 to give me a, what do you call it? A index. I love this deck. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying, bear with me, please. Here we go. Okay, here it is. It says, the response to your inquiry is a firm no. You needn't worry, though, as you will see why this was the perfect answer as time goes by. Now, I know perhaps some of you did not want to hear that, but like I was just saying, you may not be able to get the answer that you seek or the outcome that you seek, but do know justice says that that is the way it's supposed to be. No, it is not always what we consider to be fair, but justice says it's fair. And so sometimes we have to accept those things that we feel that we can't accept. That is a perception. That is a perception, a belief. Okay? It's not the reality. You can accept it. It is how you choose to work through that acceptance that's going to make the difference. Until next time, namaste.